Kia ora te whānau ihu karaiti. Our Gospel reading today is for the first Sunday in Advent. It's the beginning of the 3-year lectionary cycle of Year A, and it's Matthew chapter 24, verses 36 to 44. Now, Advent starts with the same theme each year of the 3-year cycle. It starts with the return of Christ and the call to be awake, to be watchful, to be ready. In this reading, the context is stated in previous verses. It doesn't actually appear in our text. And it's about the coming of the Son of Man on the clouds. So then, let's read the text. About that day and hour, no one knows, neither the angels of heaven nor the Son, but only the Father. For as the days of Noah were, so will be the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day Noah entered the ark. And they knew nothing until the flood came and swept them all away. So too will be the coming of the Son of Man. Then two will be in the field, one will be taken, and one will be left. 2 women will be grinding meal together, one will be taken, and the other will be left. Keep awake, therefore, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. But understand this, if the owner of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake and would not have let his house be broken into. Therefore, you must also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an unexpected hour. So, this is about readiness. We read that the Son of Man is coming at a time of lowest expectation. And surely that describes today for many of us. As one who was in my teens and into adulthood in the 70s, there was huge expectation of the return of Christ, certainly in the circles in which I moved in. In the 1990s, there were those that left behind books. And today, within evangelical circles, a whole new crop of resources are coming out. Much of it you can see on YouTube. And many are apocalyptic. Like this one. I picked this up a few years ago and I quite enjoyed it. It's quite good. Now, I don't know if you'll get to if it'll get pinged because the copyright monitors on YouTube, but here it is.
In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good.
Coming back for his church. The Bible says in Matthew chapter 24 verse 42, "Watch therefore, for you do not know the hour your Lord is coming." I want you to know, church, that Jesus Christ could come this month, or he might come next week, or he could even come
In Mark and Luke's account, they tend to follow this apocalyptic pattern of events like wars and earthquakes and famines, of terrible disasters. Yet here in this part of Matthew that we read from, we're faced with absolute normalcy. It's as if it's just like it's always been. Now, for those of you who know me, I'm an avid follower of American politics, and I've been following the US midterm elections. There was the expected red wave, a surge by the Republicans, where they were going to take the Senate and take the House of Representatives by storm. And it seems that it hasn't happened at all. The Trump-loving, apocalyptic, embracing Republican base generally didn't do well. And as I heard again and again, normalcy has significantly returned. There's an author that I follow, and I was watching him in a three-way conversation. Happens every Saturday on PBS NewsHour with Judy Woodruff and David Capehart from the Washington Post. And this is the person I'm talking about is David Brooks. David Brooks is an author and a columnist. He's conservative. I enjoy reading him. And he made this comment: the electorate preferred a party that was out of touch, and he was referring to the Democrats, to one that was out of their minds, referring to the Republicans. A sense again of returning to normalcy. It's true that we still have an ongoing war in Ukraine, and we're unsure how it will end. And there's still uncertainty about China and Taiwan. Yet there is a sense that the world is carrying on as it always has. So is the return of Jesus on the clouds something we give much thought to? As I referenced a couple of weeks ago, it's been 2,000 years since he left. And we have a reminder again of those words in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. First of all, you must understand that in the last days scoffers will come, scoffing and following their evil desires. They will say, where is this coming? He promised. Ever since our fathers died, everything goes on as it has since the beginning of creation. I grew up, as I said, in that part of the church where the sense of expectancy of the imminent return of Christ was a present reality. And for me personally, I longed for it daily. Actually, its hope was one of the things that got me through that transition from teenager to adulthood. I'm not sure that I'd be here today. I wouldn't necessarily have made it without that hope. There's always this thought that today could be the day that Jesus comes back. Today could be the day that my misery ends. Yet here I am, 40 years later, and I rarely think about it. Ever since our fathers have died, everything goes on as it has since the beginning of creation. There's a warning to our part of the church. We can cut and dice it whatever way we like, but there is a day coming, whether near or far, and it's hard to get around. So we simply tend to ignore it. We add texts like this one to Advent, presumably to give a sort of equivalency, as a preparation for celebrating yet again the greatest gift humanity has ever received. And I'm not wanting to diminish that gift in any way, to find yet again the sense of wonder in it. And it is truly amazing. Yet we can't dismiss the uncomfortable possibility of his return. Maybe in our time. God bless you.